next one, boys. The next one we're going to talk about. This is more of a contemporary one. This is the first contemporary one of the two, actually, where they're both neither yet have finished their careers. But who's going to have the greater legacy as a Premier League player? We're going to go to Winter Surfer first on this. Reece James or Trent Alexander-Arnold?
I'll be completely biased. I think Reece will have the legacy. I think he's the better player all round. He's a better defender. He's a far better defender. He doesn't get beat at his back post and he pockets Vinicius Jr. every time he plays him. The only thing that's going to hold Reece back is his injuries. I think that's the problem. Trent has the consistency, and maybe that's a good and a bad thing because he's never had any competition whatsoever. So he's always going to play no matter what. I think he is slightly the better attacker. You can tell by his stats and everything like that. But if Chelsea actually bought decent forwards, we don't know how good Reece's stats would actually be. But I think all round, Reece is a better player and have the better legacy. At the moment, I would say it is Trent because he's got the Premier League, really. That's it, and the domestic cups. But if we're talking legacy, completely biased for anyone in the chat that says, yeah, but you're a Chelsea fan. It's going to be Reece for me as legacy.
You know what? This is the interesting one because I think Reece James is he's a better fullback. I don't know if he's a better player in terms of footballer. I think if Trent has, let's say, he finds the perfect position, I think he can contribute more to a team winning than Reece James can. And that, whether it's you're talking about attack or defense, it doesn't really matter. I think he can contribute more match-winning performances, which lead to a team winning. But I think as a fullback, Reece James is a better player. Trent at the moment, obviously, trophies aside, he's got double the amount of, I haven't got the exact numbers, but double the amount of Premier League seasons as Reece James. Reece James is about three years in the Chelsea team. A lot of injuries as well, but about 3 years in the Chelsea team. Trent's been playing for about 5-6 years consistently as their right back. So Reece James is kind of half, granted he's got one Champions League behind him, but he's kind of halfway behind Trent to catch up. And right now, Trent's going through a bad patch. But what he's done already in the first 5 years is sensational that Reece James hasn't really matched. He's won the Champions League, but he wasn't the iconic player behind winning that Champions League. I wouldn't even say he was top 3 in winning that Champions League. You're talking Thiago Silva, N'Golo Kante, Jorginho. Those are the 3 that first come to mind. Mason Mount.
But don't you feel like that's because the way that they play, though? It's a bit different.
It may well
he's
be
not relied upon. But he's not relied upon as much as Trent is in the attacking phases to produce those moments. You're not going to remember what Reece James does because Trent is the player that's producing all of Liverpool's attacking.
But that goes towards the legacy because you have to ask, well, how many match-winning performances did Reece James put in to cement Chelsea the trophies? You can name them that what Trent has done, one after the other, of iconic moments, iconic matches, iconic goals, assists. No iconic defending. Maybe iconic, what's the word? Infamous defending, maybe. But right now, I think Reece James needs to do more. He has been very good in decent systems and he's played well and got a fair amount of success. But Trent has been one of the key guys, and at times the key guy to leading Liverpool to their current success. And Reece James hasn't done that. And I don't know if he's ever going to do that because he's a very good right back, but I don't know if he's a match winner. And Trent has already done it.
I don't know. Reece James doesn't fear back post. That's all I'm telling you right now. He doesn't fear that.
Yeah, but back post defending don't cement your legacy. So I know what you're saying. But I'm just saying.
Wait, no. I tell you why it does. It does when it does when it costs your team, like it cost him in the recent Champions League final.
That's what I was going to allude to.
He's got 5 seasons already that he can have a bad Champions League final. He can have it.
No, but Neeks, not even just the Champions League final.
Right,
you look at the most recent time that they've gone out of the Champions League. Like Trent, for me, like as you said, he had a great couple years, and he was that guy that a lot of people looked at and said he could potentially be one of the GOATs of the right back conversation in the Premier League. But his trajectory went up, and it's now coming down. I think Reece James, as much as he's had a slow start and it's a bit later, I think he's slowly getting better and better. And you can just continue to see that Reece James is going to be here for longer. He looks like a player that's going to have more longevity, and he's going to continue to grow more. I think Trent's already reached, not his peak, but he's already reached what the best that we can see of him. And I don't really think, unless you put him into another system that's going to play how Liverpool did, which they did in their best years, you aren't going to see the best of Trent. And he's going to have to evolve his game completely different to play under a new manager and a new system, or to adapt, because right now you can see that he's being found out. And the way that he's playing doesn't seem like it's going to continue to last, like it has with a lot of the Liverpool players. So with regards to trophies, you look at them, they're hand in hand, maybe not so close at the moment, but I feel like they will be soon enough. I mean, he has the Champions League. Trent, obviously, Trent has everything, and Reece James only has the Champions League. But I reckon by the time that they are finished in their career, their trophy count will be very similar. If not, Reece James would have surpassed him. So I think Reece James, for me, even a few years ago when we had this conversation, I've always thought that he was the better player, the better fullback. And when we talk about right backs and you talk about a right back's legacy, I think you do have to take into consideration their defending and what they've done for their team defensively, and not just the moments that they created on the attack in front. So I think for me, Reece James will be ahead of him. It won't be clear conversation like he's going to be completely out of mind, but I think he's going to surpass him, and he's going to continue to get better and better.
Yeah, I think I love both players. I really do, and I'm in my mid-30s, so I know what it's like having back fours and defenders that actually defend. So for that reason, I am siding more with Reece James. What I would love to see is the style that both of them play. If they were to swap shirts for a season, I would like to see what Trent can do in a right wing back position. I would like to see what Reece James does in a full right back position in a like swashbuckling team, the way Liverpool act, the way they perform. I'm a big fan of Reece James's versatility, because we have seen him at right back, we've seen him at right side of centre half, we've seen him in a right wing back position. We know how good his crossing ability is. The thing is, it won't be spoken of as highly as Trent's because he hasn't got the assist count. But the reason why he hasn't got the assist count is because of the players that have been playing up front for Chelsea over the last couple of years.
Because it's not as good. Trent's delivering from deep, delivering from set pieces.
Yeah, to world-class talent up front. And Chelsea's hasn't been as potent up front as what Liverpool have been able to deliver.
Timo Werner?
Well, I love a Timo, but it's not an out-and-out 9. I would just like to see what would happen if, for instance, even for England, right, if Reece James was to get a regular run in the side and then start whipping balls in for Rashford, for Saka, for Kane, for Ivan Toney, hopefully, and I would like to see what comes off the back of that.
This is where I think Reece James could, to go against my own argument, could edge it or could surpass it, is the England one, because especially under Southgate, Trent's not getting a look in.
No, he's not.
But Reece James's part, he's always injured, so he's not getting a proper look in. That's his own fault, so to speak. But if he's able to have a full career, injury-free, play consistent games, and England miraculously win a trophy, I know that's it might not happen. But if he has a successful England career as a player, Trent being benched for X amount of time behind Reece James potentially for England, if that happens for 5 years, for 7 years, there's
the answer
it's the end of the discussion at that point.
If we're going by legacy only, and to this point, currently, is Trent.
Yeah.
It's Trent. But if we are talking about future, I think I have to go Reece James. I do.
Do you know what's crazy? I've said if I was to buy one at my club a couple of years ago, I spoke about this on that Friday night on the Terrace. We did this conversation. I was like, I'll buy Reece James. Better at going forward. Sorry, better at defending and very good at going forward, rather than world class going forward and very skeptical at the back. I have a real feeling that Reece James's career is going to be curtailed by injury. And that's part of what this debate is. It's predicting what we think is going to happen. I think Reece James is going to become a crock. I've just got this feeling that it's every year this guy's picking up medium to not long-term injuries, but medium-term injuries. And there's only so much your body can take. Like how many, if his hamstring snaps another 1 or 2 times, it don't come back. It just doesn't come back. And I think Reece, equally with Trent's having a bad year or so. But how highly rated he was between the ages of sort of 18 and 22. I've never seen a 22-year-old, a young defender rated like that, who's actually delivered. Got that kind of attention, but didn't deliver anywhere near as much as Reece. As much as Trent Alexander-Arnold. And legacy here is partly about your fame. And I think that Trent's still someone that people talk about more than Reece James in that regard.
Even when he's doing bad, good, bad, indifferent.
Yeah, it's there. So for me, I still think overall player, I think Reece is better. But based on the fact that I think Reece James has got injury problems, and I think Trent will bounce back from this slump and will still have many great seasons and win many more things, I'd probably side with Trent on a legacy argument because of what he's already kind of gone on and achieved. In terms of super chats, we had quite a few that came in. What's the one here? Says one can't defend, the other one can. Wingers would prefer to go against Trent Alexander-Arnold. Enough said. Some more that have just come in here. This says, love the shows. Keep it coming. No problem, Aaron. We definitely will. In the Champions League final, Reece James made more tackles 7 and clearances 5 than any other player. Sterling lay a glove on him.
But everyone just talks about Mount and Havertz because it's not the exciting.
It's not memorable.
It's not, and unless it's a centre back, like okay, the Chelsea when they beat Bayern Munich, that defensive masterclass was memorable. The Bossingwa and Ashley Cole playing like what's going on because it was never supposed to happen. Reece James against Sterling ain't nobody ain't getting out of bed for that.
And let me just say as well, but someone said in the comments here, said Terry, people said that Robin was.
You're not speaking to the right Chelsea fans. You're not speaking to the right Chelsea fans.
I said this, listen, if Reece James doesn't become injury prone, then I hold my hand up. But this is what makes this a nuanced.
You're not speaking to the right Chelsea fans, Nick. That's it. You know.
Oh, you must be on some mad delay, bruv. But yeah, like we're I sort of look at it as it's a prediction. We're looking at what may happen in the future. So we've got to predict. If the prediction was he might have a brilliant career, might not. It'd be pointless. You have to stand on something. In terms of where he's getting placed, I think we've picked. So how many went with Trent? At least 3. So we went with Trent.
No, I'm going with Trent.
Yeah, we went
already.
Yeah, so going for now. Going with Trent.
So we so the panel have put Trent in number 1 and Reece James is the loser in this debate. However, it is £10 to £7.50 on the super chats. So Reece James is currently winning the race as it stands right now, and it will cost £2.50. It would cost £3 because £2.50 would be equal to get him off because the super chatters have bigged up their guy and put him where it is he needs to be. Viewers, make sure like buttons are being hit.